We now welcome Apolo Ohno. Thank you very much for talking with us here today.
Sure.
What are you hoping to sort of get across to some of the members that are here today to talk about analytics?
Well, I think we're going to talk about, obviously, heavily revolving on anything precision in my sport. What has helped me on the sports science side, the small incremental changes that I had to endure and to go through in order to improve every single season, and in specifics for this last Olympic career of mine, in the 2010 games in Vancouver, the things that I had to change were so minute but made the biggest differences of all. I think whenever you get to an upper level elite arena of athletes, the smallest changes can yield the biggest gains sometimes. And we're just going to talk about, obviously a lot about the sport science, and then obviously a little bit about the business side, the marketing side, and building my brand, and hopefully maintaining your brand is what I have done in my career. So
I mean, the whole idea of sports analytics is somewhat new, but as a skater yourself, did you sort of create your own analytics to get to where you were? I mean, you didn't necessarily need somebody from MIT to say you need to do X, Y, and Z to make it happen, right?
Well, we had a team of not only sports science individuals, but also people who just know technically all of the biomechanics of the sport. I think sports are evolving now to where it's no longer just the general term no pain, no gain, especially when it relates to training. Everything involved from nutrition to body weight to strength and power ratios. And body weight ratios they're all integrated, and every single percentage can be tweaked a little bit to yield a 30-40% increase in performance, and that's the ultimate goal. So I'm happy to be here. I mean, anytime I'm talking about sports, it's easy for me because that's where my love has been at. That's where my head has been at for the past 15 years. So hopefully I can give some insight about my career, about what has worked for me personally, and what I've seen in terms of changes in the actual Olympic space and in the speed skating world as well.
One of the panels earlier today was talking about the whole idea that your body actually goes, or the love of the sport goes before your body actually goes, and a lot of times sort of dealing with the psychology of it. How important is psychology and looking at your ability as opposed to working on the statistics?
Well, I can say that, aside from all the sports science and all of the numbers that we've seen in the Olympic space, there's always room where there's unexplainable events. When somebody does something that it can't be measured. Someone is too old but performs. Somebody has been sick but does well. Somebody who is against all odds and still performs well. So I think that, to me, primarily proves and attests to the power of the brain and what mental training can actually do, and what mental preparation can actually, and how that can induce a self-inflicted way to, I think, go above and beyond what normally thought was on paper, and reaction times, power, strengths, all of the above. I can give you numbers and numbers of instances where it just didn't make sense, and somehow somebody won, or I had a wonderful competition. And it goes a long way. It goes a long way.
Now, on a personal note, you're here in Boston, which we consider to be the greatest city of all time. Anything you're going to be doing here personally, or are you just going to head right back to Logan and go on to your next stop?
Yeah, I go back to LA.
Okay. You're missing out. You're missing out.
I know. Boston is it's a great place. It really is. And I have friends here. My agent is actually from here. So I'm a big Tom Brady fan. So it's a great city, a lot of history, and the culture and the people here have always been very welcoming. And actually, Boston is the first place where I won when I was 14 years old, I actually won my very first U.S. championship here. Walpole.
Very cool, Walpole. Okay, shout out for Walpole. Thank you very much, Apolo Ohno, of course, an Olympic skater.
Thanks.